Hey, what's up, guys? In this episode, I want to talk to you about how to book shows profitably from day one and crush it. Let's do this.
I spent the last 14 years playing over 1,000 shows, touring 22 different countries, and become a top 40 Billboard charting artist. I fired my record label to go out on my own as an independent artist to market and release my own music, selling thousands of albums and millions of streams. The question I always get is, how did I do it without a label and sell even more music? This podcast is here to show you the way. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my music business and a loyal fan base.
What up, fighters? So hey, I'm on the beach still here, going for my walk, and I wanted to record another episode for you. Some people, barely anybody out here. It's nice and quiet. A couple people cleaning the hotel. It's a really beautiful hotel, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to do this. You know, speaking of how I'm going to talk about touring on this episode, this reminds me of like the fact that I only used to be able to tour or see the world as if, you know, people were paying me to come play. Like, it was very, very rarely ever a vacation. It was always mixed with doing shows, and, you know, I would always try and mix a work trip with a vacation trip, and it just wasn't the same. And so it's really nice to just go on a vacation. And I'll be straight up, man, I toured my butt off for so many years, like over 1,000 shows, way over 1,000, 22 countries. And I did touring the wrong way for many years. I did a lot of shows the wrong way, and if I could go back and change it, I would. And so I want to give you a little strategy idea that I think will help you. Everything is risk, but this is way less risk, okay? So say you're in your local town. You book the venue. You spend the money. Say it's $1,000 you pay to book the venue, all right? And then you get bands to open up, but you get them to pay, get 3 bands to open up. Get them to pay $300 each. All right, get 3 bands. It's $300 each. That's $900 you get in your pocket. You got the venue now. That's covered. You're only $100 in, and what you do is those bands each get a block of tickets. Okay, they get a block of $300 worth of tickets to sell to make their money back. And so what are they going to do? They're going to promote like crazy. Their friends and family are going to make sure that people are there and showing up. So you're going to have 3 bands that are on the hook for $300 that got to promote like crazy. Okay, that's a lot different than, oh, dude, I want to be on the show. I want to be on the show. Okay, yeah, you can be on the show. Show us that you're really in, man. Where's your $300? Go sell some tickets. Don't just tell me you're going to promote. Here, I'm going to put you on the hook, on the line, and show me that you're going to promote. Now you have to, or else you're going to burn that $300, you know? And so now you got 4 bands promoting, including you, because you want it to be great. And hopefully you work with other bands that want to be great. And obviously if the ticket is $300 for them to, not the ticket, but the price for them to play is $300, that shows that they're all in. Okay, as opposed to just a little baby band, little whining artist that just wants everything for free at the beginning until you've proven to have a fan base. Okay, that is a business model that you could totally scale. And guess what you're going to get? You're going to get tons of bands. Like if the show is successful, you do another one of these later on, they're going to want to get on. And maybe you switch it up with bands, you get a waiting list, or maybe you just charge more. Say, look, no, man, sorry, it's $400 this time. You know, we had over 500 people at the last one, you know, because it went so well, you know. And you could do the same thing. And again, this is even more riskier, and you gotta know what you're doing. But you could bring in, you know, an even more famous band, okay, and pay to bring them in, and then you open up for them. And hopefully you know how to promote and whatnot, and that band has a big following, and then you sell out tickets and you make money, and same thing. But I love the buy-on thing for other bands. It's like so low risk. And then you know what you can do as well? You can go and get local sponsors. Say, hey, we're expecting to have this many 100 people. Can you sponsor our event? And we'll put get the flyers covered, or get whatever covered. You know what I mean? And start getting like different local stuff. Especially if it's a local show, you can get a whole bunch of local sponsors. Like you just walk up to them and just, you know, have your little plan out. Make sure it's detailed. Maybe print it out. Maybe have like a bronze, a silver, and gold package. Say, hey, if you can give us $50 here, $100 here, $200 gets you this, and each tier gets you even more stuff. And me and my buddy did this, and it like covered our expenses big time. And you find just different sponsors that want to look. It could be a local pizza joint, could be a real estate company, could be anything for all you know. Obviously you want it to make sense for the event, but like could be a beer company, alcohol, whatever. It just all depends on what the thing is. Could be, just a local business that just wants to support. And again, you build these relationships and you take down your risk immensely, okay? Because you know what? It's not fun doing shows when you're losing money, all right? I'll never forget playing this show, and I opened up for this guy. I think it was Mars Ill, a long time ago, this hip-hop artist. He performed some pretty big hip-hop events back in the day. He kind of strided the line between Christian and mainstream, kind of like I did. And a really nice guy. Some really dope stuff. And I remember this is when I wasn't signed yet. I was still like not really anybody. And I remember I performed and opened up for him, and I was kind of like the hometown hero. And got a good response, of course. And, people obviously loved him even more. They're there for him, not me. And anyways, I don't think I was getting paid for the show, but it was still good. I wanted to do it and get the exposure and hang out and whatnot. And I remember I was like really, really stoked. Had a lot of fun, and it was a great night. Sold a bunch of merch, and then I realized my car had been towed. And I was like, because we just couldn't find my car. We're looking all over for it, and then we're realizing it got towed. Talk about going from a high where, I made a little bit off of merch. And I was, good show, hung out with some people. And honestly, I wish I hung out longer, to be honest. I wish I solidified relationships way more. I was so, I don't know if I want to say egotistical, but I don't think I was that. I was just on an island and a little bit of an introvert. I wish I was way more of an extrovert, not just on stage, but off the stage and hanging out with other artists and building those relationships. Like I should have done a song with that guy and that DJ, and just never happened. It would have been such a great collab, and heck, I could still hit him up, I guess, now, but I don't even know if he's doing music. But the point is, went from a big high to a big like, oh, that sucks, and like what a kick in the nards, you know what I mean? And it kind of like took me down a couple notches. And I just want to say, like, you're gonna have that with shows, man. You're gonna have some good ones, you're gonna have some bad ones. The other thing is, of course, I've talked about, and I talk about my book Fighter, which of course you need to get. Join fanbaseuniversity.com. We'll send it to you, okay? But I talk about buying onto tours. But you got to be careful what tours you're buying on, and then you got to not be afraid to negotiate. But negotiate nice. You don't have to be a douchebag when you negotiate. Negotiate and be cool. But like, don't be afraid to ask and see a little bit. Don't always take the first price, but be cool about it and see where you can. But like, man, this one tour we did, I bought on for $1,000, and it was incredible. I was doing like over 2,000 in merch every night. It was awesome. I was playing for like no less than 800 to 1,000 people every night. It was amazing. Best $1,000 I ever spent every night. But then there's another tour, and I was paying $1,000. I was supposed to be number 3 of 4 bands, and they ended up putting me as number 4. So I was the opening band instead of the second one, and that's a massive difference, okay? Because a lot of people don't show up for the opening bands; they're showing up for the headliner, especially if you don't have a following. And then when you're buying onto a tour, you're not doing it for your following; you're doing it to get in front of their following. And so, anyways, first it started out I was going to be the second, and then I guess somebody paid more. And what pisses me off is this band doesn't even exist anymore. And I think it was like Dr. Phil's son or something like that. So just this rich boy. They had so much money, so much gear. And I remember talking to the promoter like, dude, I have way more fans than these guys. They're not nearly as good as me. They don't even have the songs. And even the guitarist of this band, the head band that we paid to be on, was like, dude, you're like one of the best fitting bands we've ever had open for us. And it was just like, what? And so I asked like the tour manager, I'm like, why are we opening? He's like, dude, they just bought ahead of you. They just spent more money and bought the slot. Money talks at the end of the day. And I was just like so ticked, because even though like it was they were really nice guys and some of the shows were good, I lost so much money on that tour. I just burnt money. Sure, it was an investment. I know I got fans long term, and you know what I mean, but like that was a rough tour, man. Like we were there early first, and the band didn't go on until the end, like really late. And I remember I wasn't even getting much help from my musicians on that tour, like helping me with like selling merch and stuff. They really left me on my own. I should have been such more of a jerk and made them stay, or say I'm not going to freaking pay you, because they just kind of did the whatever work they needed to do as far as set up merch. Like, they didn't help me set up merch very many times. I think a couple nights I was like, dudes, can you guys please watch merch and help me? I'm like, I'm exhausted, and I'm the one driving a lot too, and it's just like, when you're the head guy, you're the singer, the one setting all this up, paying for everybody, booking all the hotels. Like, I was doing everything, tour managing, and it was just weighed on me, and I should have delegated more, and I should have just said that's part of the deal. Like, I'm not just paying you to play. You have to also help with this other stuff, and if not, then go screw yourself, but you're not coming on the tour, basically. You know what I mean? Like, I should have been a lot more hard and expected more, because I beat the crap out of myself on that tour. That was not touring smart. And you got to be willing to delegate. You got to be willing to be harsh, but you got to be willing to be smart too. It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. I'll tell you that. And if I honestly, that's one tour that I even hate to say it, because, man, it was like, a band I really wanted to tour with, but it just wasn't a good tour financially. I think I would have skipped that one for sure. Would have skipped that one, even though it was awesome in so many ways, and some of my heroes, but I would have skipped that one financially. And sometimes you got to look at your emotions versus your wallet. Like, you might get all caught up in the emotions of the tour, but does it make sense financially? And maybe the time just isn't now, right? So anyways, I hope that inspired you. I hope that encouraged you. I want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So don't quit on your dreams. Next coaching call is the 12th and 24th of every month at 12 p.m. EST. That's Eastern Standard Time. We go for over an hour, answering all your questions, coaching you, teaching you stuff on the screen, going through stuff, dissecting stuff, showing you plans, showing you strategies, and it's so much fun. So I hope to see you there. Talk to you soon. And please do me one huge favor, leave a nice review or comment on this podcast if it's helping you out. Cheers. So if you're a struggling artist and you're just trying to figure out this music industry, you want to go full-time with your music, you want to get noticed on social media, or learn how to launch an album, an EP, or just get your music more marketed out there, I want to encourage you to check out my coaching program called Fanbase University. Every single month, I jump on the phone 2 times with my students, and I coach them, and I teach them how to market their music, how to get noticed, how to handle booking agents, record labels, and just get their music out there. Also, you get access to exclusive training. You get interviews with music industry professionals. If you want to find out more and not do this on your own, not struggle, because I've wasted thousands of dollars on my career, and now I want to coach other artists. Check out my program, fanbaseuniversity.com, or click the link below to find out more info.